Okay, we're back. I'm using my my other Talon, the OD green one, just because it has the frame sheet in it. All right, so we're gonna pack this up as much as we can with the kit that we have. Hey, and I noticed, I remembered in the other one that I forgot to load up the shelter, the Bosch's shelter. So the camouflage tarp, the multicam tarp, is a an OPSEC swag shack. You can check the reviews on YouTube for the swag shack. But yeah, I forgot to include that. Great. So make sure you double check your inventory. Make sure you're doing your PCCs and PCIs. Anyway, let's get started with this one. The ladder area is in the back. A lot of these videos that you see, they use bladders that aren't topped off, which I think is kind of not being truthful to the capabilities. Alright, so I've routed the straw through the hole here from the interior, and now I route it through this hole, which is Velcro sealed. Alright, centrally located. And snap the cap on there. Alright. So then we do what I normally do, which is start with the poncho liner. And I recommend a waterproof stuff sack, not this one. This is not a waterproof stuff sack. But you can see, once you put the bladder in there, that a lot of the room is taken up. And you can also do other things as well with the with the space. So on the back frame sheet, you could probably include the knife. I know everyone wants to wear this on their, on their hip or whatever as they're doing their thing, but chances are you'll get arrested based off of the laws in your area. Part of the things about bugging out is you don't want to become a target for both the popos and the bad elements. You're out there looking like Joe Special Forces, you're going to intimidate people, or you're going to call undue attention to yourself, which might turn into negative attention, which is not cool. Alright, so the saw viber here is like 18 inches and maybe longer, maybe 20. Either way, it's longer than the bag, so it's got to go someplace else. Alright, but the knife can tuck in there just fine. Alright, and so you're using a available space in here. Okay. So once again, since we're going to bug out, and because we've determined that these bags don't fit everything as well as they should, that we're going to go with the tarp shelter for now. We're not going to bring a tent. So, that being said, we have the jacket, poncho. I might be able to fit the saw viber down the side here on the interior. Actually, all the other stuff on the bottom. Yeah, resting on the bottom. I don't know. I don't think so, man. I don't think it's gonna make it, not in this rig. Okay, so Let's get our pots in there so that we can cook later. Alright, so jacket, wet weather gear, shelter, water procurement, snivel gear, extra socks, underwear, thermals, okay, first aid, some food. This isn't even a day's rations. These are these are single serving Mountain House. Anybody knows who goes backpacking, you really need a double serving for one day when you're doing backpacking. It's pretty intense. Alright, we can put some cold weather here. This is a neck gaiter. Scarf. The Steri pen's kind of sensitive, so that can go inside. Along with, I need that. Sooner than later. So we gotta put a trowel in. No, you put them outside. Let's do that with the rations as well. Okay, so protect TP. You got room. You got some room in here. Remember that the put the headlamp, extra batteries. Alright, now I've got stove and fuel in here, suntan lotion, sun protection. We can put eating utensils in here. These are just some of the things, alright? Probably stick first aid kit in here too. Or your TP. So there's still room for stuff in here. Trowel on the long side. That's funny, this is an earlier version of the Talon, and it does not have the M16 magazine, the webbing that I showed you in the other green one. So that's nuts. Alright, so I'll put some food. Food going in there. Trowel on the other side. Alright, and alright, is this set up for living? Again, you could put your canteens. You can put canteens on the outside. More accessory pouches on the outside. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Plus, you got more room here, and of course, all these straps unravel too. So. Here goes your Gore-Tex jacket. Alright, so you can stuff the Gore-Tex in there. Lengthen out the straps. Attach. Plus these on up here, you can just add more stuff. This does have much more room than the 23-liter Ilby bag. But this one has its problems, which we'll see here in a little bit. So pretty cool. That's the Camelbak Talon. Camelbak Talon. Fairly capable. Put your sleeping pad up here. It does have drain holes on the bottom, right, and some strap attachment points to the bottom. Alright, so fairly capable pack. But to bug out with, I don't know. It seems like it's pretty maxed out. It's like at max density. You know, and for how long can you stay out there with this? All right, now that we've seen it, we've seen both bags packed. Now it's time to show you the real Achilles heel of assault packs. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reconfigure these with the generic type of combat load as close as I can. I showed you earlier, so we have a Gore-Tex poncho, stuff like that, and I will get right back to you. Okay, everybody, I found a study online called the Modern Warriors Combat Load. It was a study with the Afghan forces in the early days of OEF, circa 2003, sometime like that. And this is what I'm trying to simulate here, what soldiers carried in their assault packs. And here's the list from the document online. One 500 milliliter IV bag, which I don't have, but coupled with a 70 ounces of water and a second hydration bladder. I'm simulating with this second water bladder here. So this is supposed to be standing in for 70 liters of additional water plus a 500 milliliter IV bag. Two MREs, which I don't have anymore, but I'm simulating with these two books, which are about the same volume and weight as two MREs. Of course, the MREs wouldn't be in the bags; they'd be broken down out of there with main meals and the heater and the snacks that come out of there and all that other stuff. One poncho or bivy sack. One poncho liner, one undershirt, one t-shirt, two pairs of socks, a Polypro or Equix Extreme Cold Weather System level 1 silk weight shirt, a weapons cleaning kit, which I don't have here, and a personal hygiene kit. And also on the list is a pair of rubber gloves for medical reasons, medical gloves, and sling rope with two carabiners attached, which I don't have. The unit that they were doing the study with was an airborne unit or an air assault unit or something like that, and they had a bunch of airborne paraphernalia like the sling rope and stuff like that, ready to repel at all times, and they took that with them on patrol, I guess. Now, that being said, as a platoon sergeant, I would have automatically included with them to take shit paper, leather work gloves, and inserts. Depending on the time of year, I would have said bring your Gore-Tex. Also in here is the fleece jacket. All right, this is Equix level 3, the fleece jacket. When you march all day, you're going to get sweaty, and when you stop, it's at night, you're going to get cold. You need to have something to maintain your body temperature because hypothermia is a problem in the desert. All right, so but if there was rain in the forecast, Gore-Tex. I mean, you're going to know the time of year, what's going on. Also, probably would have had them bring a cravat. Normally they have cravats in their IFAC, their improved first aid kit, that they wear on their plate carriers, and also a neck gaiter and PT cap. for the same reason, body temperature regulation. If you get in a fight and you wind up staying out overnight, and again, you're hunkering down throughout the night, you have to be able to regulate your body core temperature. So PT cap for your head to keep your body temperature warm. If you have some downtime where you're able to get your gear off, maybe you're held up in a house someplace, you can downgrade and put the fleece jacket on to stay warm. With the poncho being your primary shelter if you're out of doors, making with you and your buddy, you got an A-frame tent makings right there. If you snap your ponchos together, you have a two-man shelter. And of course, the venerable E-tool. Now, the entrenching tool nowadays has an updated carrier. There's a MOLLE carrier that they can incorporate onto the vest, but how many infantrymen's lives were saved by the fact that they were able to dig in a fight? Goodness. Entrenching tool, which I should have included in the bug out kit for field hygiene and sanitation, especially if you have a family or something like that. You are going to want to dig your cat hole, your poop hole, away from the camp, and you're going to need something with a little more stout to deal with the amount of poop with higher numbers than on a solo bug out. All right, so all that stuff was in their assault packs, which was close to, I believe it was 27 and a half pounds total. So I'm going to go ahead and pack all this stuff in one of these assault packs, and I'll get back with you. Okay, we are packed. I went with the Marine model. I don't know if they still do it, of putting the water bladder on the outside and in the space provided by the design of the pack here, where you can stuff some extra items in this cavity left by these straps if you extend them out. So I put the extra bladder. I mean, this thing is full up with all of that gear. But one thing about this pack, this particular one, is there's nothing in the side pockets yet. So there's room for for your 30-round magazines, because what I read to you, that equipment list, was really what the SOP stated. The reality of the situation is, the dudes probably carried a lot more stuff, more ammo. What I didn't show you was the batteries. Extra batteries, if you're the RTO, then you got a radio in here, and it's just crazy. Okay, but this thing is loaded for bear. And what did we say this was, the weight was, or the volume of this was? Just under 30 liters. So, but yeah, all that stuff I had on display is in here now. So now we're going to really get to let me show you the Achilles heel. Besides this is stuffed, let me show you the real problem with assault packs and why they're a necessary evil.